Good morning, it's Monday, April 17th. And this morning I want to talk about discrimination. I am forced to talk about it because of the actions of a stupid appointed attorney general in the state of Missouri. For some reason, he believes that people who are transgender are not being treated properly by the medical community in and around Missouri. And in my mind, his discriminatory actions are nothing but the actions of somebody who wants to make sure that he's elected in 2024, since he's only been appointed now. And I see no reason why he jumps into the arena of transgender medical care. So under his guidance, Missouri is going to restrict medical care for transgender adults. And he's doing this using the Consumer Protection Law. And in his emergency regulation, he said it was necessary to put up guardrails around gender transitioning treatments because they are considered experimental. Now, that's a basic lie. Nobody is considering these things experimental, and what experience does he have in the medical field to make that judgment call? There are many who have come out against him. So in his emergency regulation, he said it was necessary to put up substantial guardrails around medical treatments because they are considered experimental. And those guardrails include at least 18 months of therapy with a psychologist or a psychiatrist before receiving puberty-blocking drugs or surgery. And he's using the state's Merchandising Practices Act in issuing the directive, saying that the Attorney General is charged with protecting consumers, including minors, from harm. And he says the regulation is necessary due to the skyrocketing number of gender transitions interventions. And this is in spite of the concerns in the medical community that say these interventions lack clinical evidence. So this so-called rule will go into effect on April 27th and expire next February. And those fighting for transgender rights have said this would make Missouri the first state in the country to restrict gender transitioning care for all ages. And they also said the rule that he is putting into effect is based upon distorted, misleading, and debunked claims. And it's a basic attempt to do nothing but play politics with life-saving medical care. And I have to agree with them. And I have to think that nobody has the right to tell somebody how to take care of their body. Yes, you may not agree with a transgender person. You may not believe in it. But the fact is that it exists. It's been medically proven. It's a psychological situation that has to be taken care of. And we cannot discriminate against these people because they are different. We have many people in this country who are different in different ways. And so these are blatant attacks on people who really can't defend themselves. And yes, I agree that if you're a transgender woman, then you should be playing sports with those who are actually females. And the same thing holds out for transgender men. If they need to have activity like sports and things like that, then they shall have it within their own community. That would make sense to me. Being a transgender is not the easiest thing in the world. Why can't we help these people instead of attacking them with discriminatory practices? And this is not only Missouri. There are at least 10 other red states that are attacking the transgenders. So it's bad enough that we have other kinds of discrimination. Is this a country that just continues to add different factions into its discriminatory ranks? Yes, it is. There's no question about it. But this is blatant. These are people whose lives depend on some form of medical treatment, some kind of care because their entire life they will be spending in an unaccepted universe, so to speak, because they have a body of one thing and a mind of something else. And why shouldn't we be able to correct that situation? It's a disgrace that somebody like this Mr. Bailey, the appointed Attorney General of Missouri, continues to fan the flames of hate by including transgender adults' access to care in his culture war. Why can't he have stood up there and said these people need help? I believe in Missouri there are many more people who are in favor of helping the transgenders than there are against them. I don't think this is going to work too well for him come the election time. But I'm guessing badly probably. But one thing is clear to me, that he is a threat to Missouri, this Mr. Bailey, the appointed Attorney General. Now, there is no question that transgender treatment is a subject that is debated and comes in many different forms. But it's clear, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, that this care should be available to minors and that they oppose legislative bans. And I recognize the fact that not everybody in the medical profession will agree on the proper treatment. Because there's a big debate among medical professions about how to put in place gender transitioning treatment for children. It's a difficult subject. Messing with somebody's mind is critical. One mistake and you've ruined that person's life. It's a delicate balance, and I do not know how medical professions can come, how a medical professional could come to the proper conclusion in every single one of these cases. Because this is not a physical thing that you can go in and just remove. These are mental issues, and there ought to be a branch of psychiatry that is dedicated to the transgenders. And maybe there is. I'm going to check that out. But this action is a broader push by the Republican state lawmakers across the country to regulate the lives of transgender youth. Not only in sports, not only in healthcare, but their lives forever. This is discrimination at the highest level, and we should be fighting it hard. So I leave you with a terrible situation and a terrible solution. Have a great day. Bye.